serious. Stop. Make eye contact. Make it very clear that you are not tentative, but you are very affirmative in your intention. Because again, a jerk is going to respond to authority more than to tentativeness. Let's say that doesn't work. Let's say that gentle push isn't effective. So what's next? You said you're not strong enough. So I'll ask you what I ask all my little kids. What weighs more, your arm or your body? Your body, right. So you want to get your body behind the action. So if you need to push somebody away, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be like this, where I'm pushing with my body, all right? So we'll practice that, and then we're going to move. We're going to start ratcheting things up. At this stage, even though technically, legally, I have just committed assault by putting my hands on this person and pushing him. He could sue me if he wanted to, although the judge would laugh him out of court. But sometimes I have to be willing to assault somebody who is assaulting me spiritually. That might not be enough, but we're going to start with that, get a chance to practice, and then we're going to ratchet things up until we're actually doing some physical damage, because we got about 20 more minutes to go. First, I should get your name since you've been so kind. So, Gretchen, it's a pleasure to meet you. This is Brandon, Katie, Patricia, pleasure. Carl, do I know you? All right, so this is one of my senior students here, Mr. Carl Grisandi. All right, so Gretchen, Brandon, that's right. Gretchen, Patricia. Right. Katie, Gretchen, Katie. Yeah. Alzheimer's is a wonderful thing. All right. Actually, we don't need these this first step. A hand firm on the chest. But let's practice the first thing. And we're not all mic'd up, but maybe we'll do a little profile so you folks can see what's going on. So let's stand this way. And we can so you're going to face Carl, because he's going to be the annoying jerk in the bar. All right? So first off, all right, so you might be standing a little more casually like this. And then if I come in on you and it's like, hey, baby, no, so first thing, so don't do the push first. Let's try the verbal command. Take the step back, establish your space first, and then go from there. So I come in, you gotta, put your hand up, you gotta command me. Remember, I'm a dog. I respond to very low-level commands because I'm dealing from a very low level of mentality. All right, so I come in on you.
Stop.
Right. Good. I like that. All right. Maybe even up in my face so I can see that hand. Now, let's say I push through that hand. So I push through the hand. Now what? All right. Good. Nice. Now you got to place that hand right on my chest. Okay. Now push back. Okay. Now get moving. So really keep moving. Right. There. Good. Don't push me off the stage. But that's what we're looking for. So that's a very good example because Gretchen got her body behind the action. So that's step one. Let's hope, actually that's step two. Step one is verbal command with body language. Step two is a hand on the chest with the pushback. Let's say that's still not enough for me to get the hint. So now you're going to have to start doing something that's uncomfortable or painful to get through my thick skull that you don't want anything to do with me. Next step. 2 fingers, not 1, 2. And what we're going to do is you're going to take those 2 fingers and put them right into what we call the sternal notch, right below the trachea and right above the top of the sternum. Here is a naked spot that exposes the throat, that exposes the esophagus. That exposes the trachea. The esophagus is behind. You're going to take those 2 fingers and you're going to jab in that throat and push back, because virtually nobody can resist that. It tells your potential assailant two things. You're not to be messed with, and you seem to know something about how to take care of yourself. So it's here and push back. And notice he's moving back because if he doesn't, it's that much more uncomfortable. All right, so let's try that. So you're going to be right up here. Now you're going to want to have to kind of toughen that throat up. Now, be careful that you don't rest your fingers on the sternum. You want to isolate those fingers. You're right, and you want to keep the fingers straight and the rest of the hand clear so that it goes right there, okay? Okay, exactly. So let's move back a little bit so that you'll have some distance to travel. So now I'm getting in your face. You've tried to push me out of the way. I say, oh, come on, baby. I just want to get you to know your name. All right, and push. Good. Both. You have two fingers? You have to have both fingers. Okay, good. That was good. Do it again. Let's try it one more time. Okay, go for it. All right. Yeah, good. Nice. All right. So you can see. That's perfect. So now we're at a stage where, unless the guy is a complete idiot, he's going to leave you alone. But let's say he is a complete idiot. Or let's cut to the chase, and instead of this just being an uncomfortable social circumstance, let's get a little more aggressive. And we're gonna break temporarily from physical striking to just escaping. What are you gonna do if I grab you by the wrist? How would you get away from that? That's pretty good. Okay, you seem to know a little bit. So we'll fine-tune that. And let me show you how most people do this. And there are three different grabs to the arm. One is what I call the mirror grab, because it's the same side. One is a cross arm grab, where he's grabbing with the other arm. Actually, it would be this, like that. Or both hand grab. So each one has a different way of escaping. So the first is, we call this the gate. The thumb is the weakest point in a grip. And the natural instinct on people, if somebody grabs them by the wrist, especially when it's clear that I'm taking you where I want to, the natural reaction is to pull. Let me go! Let me go! Well, I'm just playing into his strength because he has a strong grip with his hand. The weak part of the grip is between the thumb and the index finger. So I need to expose that gate. And I do it this way. I bring this hand up like I'm making a muscle. I keep the elbow tight to my torso. And then I move my entire body back. And I don't care how strong he is and how tightly he holds, go ahead. He will not be able to resist that escape. So we're going to try that one next. And we'll pick on Gretchen again. So if I grab you like this, so there are 3 steps. First, take your hand and bring it up. So this hand here, you're going to turn it up, right? Turn it if you can so the thumb is in, because that makes the arm narrow. Now keep it like you're making a muscle. Keep that arm rigid. You want to step 1 foot behind. Doesn't matter, but I would normally step the opposite foot behind, right? Exactly. And then what you're going to do, you're not going to pull the arm. You're going to keep the arm rigid. And you're going to just take the whole body and move back at once like that. So I'm going to grab you first. Step 1. Right. So still don't even jank. Just pretend, act like the arm is paralyzed. So grab me with the other hand. With the other hand for now. I come here like this, and I do not move this arm at all. The only reason the arm moves... Yeah, exactly. So there we go. So we have to move kind of quickly because we have a lot of ground to cover. Did you get a chance to practice? Okay. Now, this is what is called a cross hand grab. In fact, I will pick on